When they were about to be passionate, Liushuang asked him, "Do you love me?" Mo Sheng looked at Liushuang but didn't say anything. "And then I said I didn't love you." This makes Liushuang very unhappy. "Do not love me and you still say what want me. What do you take me for?" As a result, Mo Sheng said, "You're my man," and then was called a psychopath. But then there was gunfire outside the door. Musin got up and stayed in the house waiting for me. She asked about what happened. Just as he was about to leave, Mo Sheng turned his head. "Don't think of escaping. The airport station is guarded by my men." It left her speechless. The sound of a mobile phone dinged and she was drawn to the sound. Then he picked up the phone. "What's wrong with Xinjia?" "Slow down. Auntie Ching, she's disappeared. She picked up her clothes." "How long has she been missing?" "Didn't you ask me to check on Auntie Ching from time to time? I haven't seen her here lately and couldn't get in touch with her. But I found. The message said for you to come back within 24 hours and go to Auntie Ching in person. I think this could be some kind of trap beta." "I know. I'll be back soon. Wait for me." After that, I walked downstairs. This time I have to go no matter what, even if Mo Sheng stops me. But then again, the gunshots just now are. Just as Quicksilver walked down the stairs, I saw a man with a gun standing there. He turned his head to look at Liushuang. "You are Mo Sheng's woman." Then he pointed the gun at Drifter, and she tried to retort. "You've got the wrong guy. I've got nothing to do with him." Before I could finish my sentence, the man on the other side opened fire. Luckily, I was able to dodge quickly. I'll turn the corner and get out of here. I thought, what's going on here? Where are the people in the villa? Where's Mo Sheng? Where are all the security servants? Just as I was running out, I saw someone up ahead, and Musin is surrounded. The old man scoffed. "How about that? Didn't you realize that it's your pillow that ultimately betrays you?" FIA took the recording. Listen to this one. Liushuang told me the way to break through the electronic security system of Mo Sheng's villa, and it was through that breakthrough that she was able to escape silently last time. I heard this voice is Wang Boy. He and I is how much hatred has been harming me, but unfortunately he does not know. Mo Sheng already know that I am using stealth ability to escape. I walked in here slowly. I look at this vicious woman. I heard my name mentioned. It's not good to plant evidence so casually. This FIA's dad wants to keep planting evidence. Miss Yun is here. I'm just in time to thank you face to face for your help to us. I looked at Mo Sheng who was beside me. "You don't really believe this gentleman's nonsense, do you?" Mo Sheng responded with a look of displeasure. "Didn't I tell you to wait for me in the house? I've just realized that you've got a problem with me coming out without permission." This wicked woman said, "Mo Sheng, if you change your mind now, I'll convince my father to forgive you, because I still love you." But Musin had a sneer on his face, and that's when FIA's dad realized what was going on. Then look at the others. No! Where did that Mu Qingli go? In front of the villa. The crowd is gathered here. Mu Qingli has always been his right-hand man, but he's not by his side at such an important moment. There must be a trick. Then he immediately sent his men forward to make it quick. A few shots later, Musin's got my back. He wants me to go first, but I'm involved in this too. How can I leave without you? I'm not so useless that I'll lose everything because of a woman. But I can help you. Musin told me to keep my voice down, not to let anyone know you can do stealth. The security guards are dragging a man over here. "Young master, the villa has been cleaned." Then he asked the security guard to protect her, and Musin can leave here to kill the others. I don't trust him. I want the security guards to go and help him. I don't need anyone to protect me. We're wearing bulletproof vests. Don't worry, I'll only be a burden to him if I stay here. I'd better leave as soon as possible, so he can still give it a go. Please protect Musin when you're finished. I disappeared. The guard turned his head curiously. It's empty behind me. The security guards have completely lost sight of me. I took the opportunity to get out of here, gasping for air. I saw a taxi approaching and I waved. "Get ready for the airport." I looked back. I don't know how he is now. With his strength he should be fine. I'd better take care of myself first. Auntie Ching mustn't have any accident. By the way, Mo Sheng said the airport and station are guarded by his men. I won't be caught by him when I get there. Right. What do we do? What's the best way to get around him? I looked at Wenky's mobile number on my phone, so he called the number. Ring, ring, ring. At this time, Wan Yiqian was still sleeping. A butler came over. "Young master, there's a call for you." Wan Yiqian picks up the phone. "Hello. Well, I'm sorry to bother you so late." Driftfrost's voice came from the phone. He then sat up. "I'm so glad you took the initiative to call me. How are things at your house? How is your father doing?" Wang Kankan is overjoyed. "Are you caring about me?" "Actually, I'm calling to ask you a favor." Wan Yiqian seems to know who I am. "Say it, little fox. What do you want me to do?" "I'm very embarrassed, little fox, but I don't know how to answer. The same name from his mouth is just different from Mo Sheng's mouth. He is a celestial master. Does he know my identity? I laughed awkwardly, just to ask if you could arrange a safe passage for me to get home. I'm being pestered by some somewhat dangerous people. Okay, Wan Yiqian immediately agreed to help you arrange. You first rush to the airport. At the airport, someone will naturally take you to go. I can't believe it either. Aren't you gonna ask me what happened? As long as it's your request, I'll do it for you. You don't have to tell me why. I was embarrassed and said thank you, and then I hung up. Although you're very nice, I'm still afraid of you. After all, we're natural enemies. Not only, but also. Is it the sixth sense of the foxes? I always feel that this man is hiding something outside the villa. It's almost cleaned up. Mo Sheng also appeared at this time, having been assigned something else earlier. In the end, FIA killed herself. Don't get LaRue killed, or we'll have a hard time with old Thorstein. The security guard also came to Mo Sheng to report the situation. I'm sorry, I don't know when Monsieur Liushuang disappeared. I know, it's out of your hands. Mo Sheng walked over. You still miss that woman. This is the second time, and maybe the security of the villa was really revealed by her. It certainly wasn't her. Mo Sheng stood up. She didn't leave me behind last time. She risked her life to come back and help me. What about security? If she didn't know everything about security here, how did she escape without leaving a trace last time? Mo Sheng also explained that I knew the way she escaped had nothing to do with the security of the house. Xingli sighed. I think you're just lost to her, and I'm still in the taxi. I wonder how Mo Sheng is doing now. Should I call and ask? By the way, I don't have his number. I almost did that, and I didn't even leave his number. There was a phone call just then. I'll pick up the phone. He's talking about where you are. I was relieved. It was Mo Sheng. Looks like he's okay. I'm sorry. I have some errands to run, so I'll leave you to it. Mo Sheng is still doing what he wants. I'll send someone to do it for you. I can't do that. It's important. I have to be there. Since you're calling, let's be clear with you. You've made it clear that you don't love me anymore. So please leave me alone. And I don't like being kept at home. Not even with how rich you are. We're not from the same world. After saying that, he hung up the phone. Bye-bye. He tried to keep talking, but he was already hung up on. I just got to the airport. Then a handsome man came over. Hello! Is this Miss Yun Liushuang? This way, please. Handsome man guided me out. I heard the man say, Sir, they're here. I'm coming this way. Please. You are Yun Liushuang. This man is looking at me with his glasses on. He stood up. Hello! My name is Xianyuan Heng. Wan Qiqian asked me to wait for you here. Thank you. I'm sorry for your trouble this time. Xianyuan Heng looked at me. No wonder Wan Qiqian was so taken with me. It turns out to be an absolute beauty. Come with me. I've been called beautiful lately, even by such a magnificent gentleman. But I'm not. Look at yourself in the mirror. Have I ever looked this good before? That's when everything changed. That's when Mo Sheng grabbed me, and then some kind of energy went into my body. While I was still in a daze, I heard Miss Cloud. What's wrong with you? Xianyuan Heng was calling out to me, asking why I wasn't leaving. I'm reaching out. I'm coming. Then it's time to board the plane. The plane takes off. I put my heart down. I can finally go home. Auntie Qing, you must be all right. The housekeeper came over and whispered in Xianyuan Heng's ear that Mo Sheng was looking for someone in a big way at the airport and seemed to be looking for an extremely important woman. Well, it makes me look a little embarrassed. Xianyuan Heng squinted at me. What woman would be so important to Mo Sheng? Go and find out. After the butler left, Xianyuan Heng then asked me how I met Wan Yiqian. I answered honestly. I met him at the airport. I was carrying a big suitcase, and Wan Yiqian came forward to help me. Xianyuan Heng held up his glasses. Although Wan Yiqian looked very gentlemanly, but that was only on the surface. In reality, he was a guy who refused to let others in. He came closer to me again. He came to ask me for a favor today for you. It's the first time. Are you guys just in such a normal relationship? You and Wan Qiqian should be friends. Ask him if you want to know. Maybe he'll tell you why he's interested in me. I then stood up. Sorry, I'm a bit tired. I'm going to take a rest first. He flashed a smile. What a sly girl. Airport personnel over here bent over backwards to apologize. Sorry, we really don't know where that lady is, because she went into the security screening area. Mo Sheng thought about the surveillance shielding area. Could it be that someone was helping her? Then he ordered his men to prepare the plane. I'm going to S City in the morning. I don't know what's going through my mind at this point. Watch them leave and get ready to get out of here too. We'll get you again. S City Airport here. Mr. Xianyuan, thank you for taking me back to S City. We'll see each other again then. He took out a card. This is my card. If you have any difficulties in S-City you can call me. Ordinary difficulties are not a problem for me. I joked. Such a precious personal contact is given to me. You are not afraid that I will sell this business card to make money. You should be a person of distinguished background. Right. Liushuang held up his glasses. It doesn't matter. Anyway, what you did, I will get it back on 1 Yikian. I also thought, it's no good if I mess with the Heavenly Master. This guy seems to know my weaknesses. You're a dark man. Same to you. I'm off. Bye. Then turn around and get out of here. But Liushuang didn't leave and said to follow her. Auntie Ching lives here. Xinjia, you've called the police. What did the police say? The police came to look at it and said there was no sign of burglary or theft, and no signs of a struggle. I looked at the house and no, the house had been moved. Someone had been in the house looking for something, but everything in the house was neat and tidy. I know Auntie Ching too well. Her habits, the way she arranges things, it's all in my mind. Later, I received a threatening phone call, saying that if the police were called again, Auntie Ching's life would be in danger, and that I didn't dare to tell the police again after hearing Auntie Ching. The caller said to let you work this out on your own. I recalled that Auntie Ching had lived her whole life in isolation from the rest of the world. The only dangerous thing about her was that she knew me, and perhaps this time she was also after my Sylv. Did you say on the phone that you want me to go somewhere to make a deal? Xinjia's worried about me too. You really have to step in and take care of it yourself. It's too dangerous. A man walked in and called out to Liushuang. You went on a business trip to a faraway place without saying a word, and now Auntie Ching is in trouble and you didn't tell me. Do you still see me as your brother? I'm sorry too. I might really need your help this time. Xinjia, go ahead. Where's the deal? Xinjia named the location. Tonight at 10 o'clock. 13 Jiangning Road Point. I asked Brother Xiang if you could get night vision goggles, the kind that allow you to see in the dark. Okay, and I'd like you to find a way to shut down the power in that room for 10 seconds after I go in. Hancho Yue is curious. Is your plan reliable? What can you do in just 10 seconds? I'm confident. Don't worry. Just listen to me. No. 13 Jiangning Road. Hancho Yue instructed, my men are nearby. If you see that the situation is not right, immediately send me a signal. Understand? I'm hiding this dagger. Got it. After 5 minutes you remember to cut off the power. But this kind of villa usually has a backup power supply, so you'll have to do it again. And then I'm out of here. I went to the door. Who the hell kidnapped Auntie Ching? Who the hell is waiting for me? When the door is opened, I'm in shock. 2. What's a grandpa doing here? She asked me to come with him. I can't help it. I had to follow him. When walking to the room inside, I was surprised. It's you. So it's the woman who seduced Ho. This side of the henchmen also reported on their work. It has been ascertained that the woman is called Liushuang. She rushed back this time because of the disappearance of an elder called Auntie. Liushuang naturally didn't believe that an ordinary reporter could make such two big shots as Wanqi Qian and Mo Sheng surround her, although it was indeed a beautiful woman. Right, but that Wanqi Qian and Mo Sheng weren't people who hadn't seen the world before. Is there anything else special about her? In particular, the henchman continued to report that she had somehow managed to escape from Mo Sheng twice in a row, which was a very rare occurrence. It's rare for someone to escape from Mo Sheng. Find her. I like someone who can tease Mo Sheng like that. No! 13 Jiangning Road. This woman has a superior posture. Yun Liushuang, I really didn't expect that. After not seeing you for a few days, you've actually had a facelift to make you look so beautiful. No wonder he's got Long Ming's attention. I crossed my arms. I haven't seen Ho Lang Ming since that day. Who did he change his mind to? This woman stood up. Don't play dumb. Angrily, he turned to me and said, if it wasn't for you, how could he have abandoned me? I don't relate in the slightest. I came to pick up Auntie Ching. The woman turned her head. But unfortunately, you are too late. I've already finished her off. She was screaming for Frost on her deathbed. Come and help me. I watched this woman's performance. Auntie Ching is not in your hands. Auntie Ching wouldn't call me like that. This woman is also annoyed, whether she is in my hands or not. Anyway, you came. Myself will reach. I cannot get him you do not want to get. I'm speechless. What's wrong with you? You are the only one who thinks that kind of guy is precious. When the 5 minutes were up, I held out my hand. Don't you feel cheap for going this far for a man? When I put my hand down, the time had come. Bang! It's pitch black. Switch on the backup power. But these three were stunned by the scene in front of them. I'm holding this woman hostage with a dagger. What are you doing? Shut up. If my hand shakes, you're screwed. This woman is still talking. My father is an executive of the Regulus group. If you kill me, it's the same as going against the entire Regulus group. But how would I care? I stepped up my efforts, and that's when she spoke up. She did try to kidnap your Auntie Ching, but the place was deserted when I went there. She only left you a letter. I also remembered that this is indeed Auntie Ching's style. I don't believe it. What kind of era is this? Everyone uses mobile phones and computers. Who uses letters to leave messages? This will make a woman cry. I'm not lying. The letter is on me. So it's on you. Told you. I'm groping for a woman. After I got the letter, I pushed her away. You have no brains and you blame me for swindling you. People like you deserve to be locked up with Ho Lang Ming. This woman is still trying to put words in her mouth. Just wait. I'm going to. And then I disappeared. It scared the shit out of her. And then all you hear is, "Toast!" The woman was still in a state of shock. So the men asked her what was wrong, and I stepped out and taken off my night vision goggles. My brother came to ask me how I was doing. Where's Auntie Ching? I'm going to take out that letter. Auntie Ching doesn't have it. They're the ones who left her. I don't know what to say when I look at the letter. My brother immediately asked me what was written in the letter. I casually said that in the letter Auntie Ching asked me not to look for her. Brother saw that I was not right, asked me if I was all right. I am naturally all right, ready to leave here, and the Fox clan related things. Even if it is you, I cannot say ah. Today's incident is still related to that bastard Ho Long Ming. Keep an eye on Su Rong for me. Aircraft landing. Mo Sheng then came to S City. The next day, the newspaper building. Han Chiu Yue investigated and found out that the newspaper knew all about the danger of this mission, but Manager Gu let me go without telling me anything. I went to the manager's office. I'd give up my job today to get to the bottom of this. Gada gada, trying to open the door, but no one's there. When Shin-jae saw me, she greeted me. Liushuang, you're back from your business trip, while I asked her if the manager wasn't there. But then I heard Shin-jae say this. Manager Gu said that I was out there just hooking up with men, not even working, and said that when I came back I was going to fire you. I'm very annoyed, spreading rumors about me while I'm away. I almost lost my life out there. And who caused this? Shinja told me not to be angry. Manager Gu is out of town today for a meeting. There's a Bills group that wants to buy our paper. He's gone over there. I'm curious about the acquisition of the newspaper. Who is that group? Why do they want to buy our little paper? I'm looking at the information profile of Bila's. Shinja is also upset about what happened to me. If you go to reason with him, call me. I don't believe you're the kind of person who doesn't care about your work. Thank you, Shinja, but it's my own business. Let me sort it out myself. I'm risking my job today, but I can't drag Shinja into this. Billings group building. With this man standing here, Mo Sheng didn't go straight to Liushuang. Mu Qingli asked him, "You are also really come all the way here, not directly to catch her but to acquire what the newspaper?" And Mo Sheng also responded to his words, "Why do I want to catch her? I want her to throw herself into the net." Mu Qingli then laughed at him. After being fooled a few times, he has become smart. Is it? This is to be a slave to turn over to be a master. Hearing this, Mo Sheng turned his head to look over. Who do you say is the master? Then he immediately waved his hand. Not to tease with you, are waiting for you to have a meeting, and mustn't just turned his head to look down. Quicksilver has arrived at the bottom of the building. This is it, Beale's tower. When she had walked in, she had fallen into Muson's hands. Then he introduced himself to the receptionist. I'm a reporter from Qingfeng Daily. I'm here to see our newspaper director. The receptionist is looking at Frost's press credentials. The receptionist also said, "It's the Qingfeng Daily newspaper. Your supervisors are having a meeting on the 29th floor, so you can wait for a while until the meeting is over." But I immediately refused. I had an emergency. I had to see our supervisor right now. I was here to stir things up. I wouldn't have a chance when he finished the meeting. The two of them whispered that they couldn't let her go up there. And what if she wandered around and upset the chairman of the board, whose office was upstairs? I was also speechless when I heard this. Another cleanliness avoidance. How come I've been encountering cleanliness all over the place lately? There's nothing the front desk can do. I'm really sorry, but please come back later. I can only turn around, but I won't give up. And this receptionist thinks I'm definitely coming back and looks like she's playing some kind of game. And then a janitor came by with a cart. The lady wondered if I was the one in disguise. eyes, then grab her hat. Stop! You want to blend in, don't you? What do you do when this janitor turns his head and realizes he's the wrong person? I'm sorry, you're so overthinking it. And naturally, I can't use this despicable tactic. You think that's me. Sis can be invisible. I'm just waiting for someone to get on the lift. After all, an empty lift moving on its own would be suspicious. The lift is on the 29th floor. I walked out and slipped into the bathroom. There's no surveillance in the toilets. We'll go out like this and find the manager who did this to me. Heck, I won't let you get away with it. I'm going to show this Beals group what you are, and it hasn't gone very far yet. Mo Sheng called out to me, Miss Yun, long time no see. I also realized at this point that the fact that he was here meant that a footstep is coming. I also know that the footsteps must be Mussin. He's the last person I want to run into, and we shouldn't have crossed paths again. But why would I be happy to know he's okay? To know he's close. Mussin is standing back, ready to talk, very domineering. I said, you're mine. I won't allow you to leave me. This makes me extremely helpless. What a guy! Why does a nice man have such a long mouth? He doesn't speak like a gentleman, but when he does, he's a bully. I pretended to smile up. Oops, if it isn't Uncle. Long time no see. And Mussin knows she's being deliberately immodest to piss me off. Mo Sheng looked at the operation of the two. The two together 3 years cannot be more. Afterwards, they asked me what was going on and why I left alone. I jabbed my finger, calling, Uncle is scary. Uncle bullies. Speak properly. Mussin's face is serious. I immediately bent over and apologized. I'm sorry I was wrong. An important elder of mine disappeared. I came back to solve the problem, and you told me to leave because I was in the way. So I came back first. Mussin stopped me. He apologized, but it was his fault. Mo Sheng said, the first thing is that the gang from Qingfeng Daily are still waiting for you in the conference room. The second thing is that there is a man downstairs who is looking for Miss Yun. I was puzzled and asked him, me? Who? Said called Hancho Yue. A young man. Oh. Sheng finished his sentence. Mo Sheng is not right. And I remembered that Shinjie knew I was coming here and was afraid that something would happen to me and informed Hancho Yue. Mussin, on the other hand, asked me what elders are missing, and this is your missing elder. I quickly explained. No, that's my pro-brother. But how is this right? Your last name is Yun, his last name is Han, your pro-brother. Do you think I'm stupid? Because we grew up together. Anyway, he has nothing to do with this. Don't go after him. You're still defending him. Mussin heard the words, and I was helpless. No wonder Mo Sheng said he had personality problems. He was too hard to handle. And then I show my eyes. What? You're jealous. You're having a crisis, thinking that I'm not as good as Hancho Yue and that I'll be snatched away. Mo Sheng confidently said that she's not comparable to him. I spread my hands. That's all. Why are you so nervous? I'm going downstairs to find Hancho Yue. I won't bother you. Mussin seems to sense something is wrong. Why does she seem to have me wrapped around her finger? Don't go. Stay with me. Mo Sheng took my hand. But don't you still have a meeting to go to? Do your work quickly. The people from Qingfeng Daily are still waiting. The Daily Breeze. I heard that. I finally figured it out. Buying the Daily Breeze. So you're the chairman of the Bills group. And Mussin turned around. Said the Biles group belonged to Haven Biles. I looked puzzled. Bills. Isn't your last name Mo? The men in the conference room have been waiting. Mo Sheng also finally walked in. Gu manager immediately stood up with an attentive face. Mr. Mo, you're here. Today we are. He also happened to see Drift Frost at that moment. I thought to myself, how did she get in here? It's not good if she's here to get me in trouble. Then manager Gu pointed at me. You have the nerve to show up here. She has to be shocked first to get her out of here. I know all about it. I let you travel to work, but all you know is to hook up with unsavory men. You've disgraced our newspaper. When I heard that, I knew manager Gu was finished, because this man is Mo Sheng. Everyone in the conference room looked. So I said to Mosin, did you hear that? He said you're not a good person. Manager Gu was still trying to explain something. What are you talking nonsense? I am not talking about people, Mr. Mo. I am saying that. Wait, Mo Sheng flew in last night. Yun Liushuang is working today. Musin also graciously admitted that he wasn't bullshitting, and that I was the man who was a miscreant, taking away the... Wait, don't be like that for a second. I'm holding Moxon's hand. Manager Gu looked at me like this and immediately became grateful. Liushuang, thank you. You deserve to be the best reporter in my newspaper. I'm rummaging through my bag for something. It's hard to get here. You should at least let me finish my sentence. Taking a black box and slapping it on the table. I've got the evidence. You've put me in danger by hiding the seriousness of the situation. I'll see you in court. I waved my hand. Okay, whatever you guys want to do next. The following image is too bloody for a young girl to watch, so you can imagine what happened to Manager Gu. Moxon's with us. Let me through. I looked at him, then straightened his collar, expressing gratitude with a smile. Musson watched my movements. Thanks for nothing. Thanks for taking the heat off me. Then I'll get out of here while I still can. In the office. I followed Musson here. I'm on the phone. I'm at the Bills group. I'm safe. You don't have to worry. I'll talk to you after I hang up first. Mo Sheng asked me if I was that Hancho Yue. I turned my head. It's all right now, so I'll call him to check in. He just straight up stroked my head. Don't you leave me. Okay. He just looked at me. I looked up at him too. I'm just an ordinary woman. Well, I'm invisible, so maybe not so ordinary. But what is it about me that makes you so obsessed? He touched my neck again. I want you to walk with me through this lonely life. The current head of the Wani family once gave me a fortune teller who said that I was born a widow, lacking in affection, and destined to die alone. And my destiny was cursed. But fortunately I had loving parents. I had an ordinary childhood, a quiet life. I'm lucky. And he, what has he been through? He looked out of the window. I don't believe in fate. Neither do you. So I want you to stay with me and walk through this life. I don't need likes and loves. I just need you. With me. It was still the same kind of emotionless speech, but his eyes revealed real emotion. I want to talk. In the end, only one word was uttered. Good. Musson is delighted. You agree. I covered my mouth. Why did I say yes? And then it's like, wait, what you just said. It's gonna take a while to realize. We've got a lot of problems. All I can say is, let's give it a try. Hearing this, Mo Sheng disagreed and shouted at Liushuang. He squeezed my arm. Didn't you just agree to it? Why did you say try again? What else could be wrong between us? That's the problem. He pulls my shirt off. What kind of hegemony are you? You hear the word no and you start to do it. First of all, I want my freedom. I want to go to work. I want to make my own friends. Do you agree with that? But Mo Sheng refused outright. You don't need to go to work, let alone show your face. I forbid you to have dealings with other men. I also spoke my truest thoughts. I don't want to be the canary that you lock up and spoil. Don't you understand? Musson was about to retort, and I went on. If someone you cared about immensely was also being pushed around like that, what do you think? Don't do to others what you don't want them to do to you. Musson seems to have remembered something. The reason why. Let's start as friends. You can't interfere with my work or my social life. Only then did Mo Sheng turn his head in displeasure. Then you should at least live with me. I waved my hand back. Okay. If it's just simply living together, I can live with that and it saves me money on renting a room. Let's not talk about the clothes. Look at what you've done. He told me to go and get Darky. He'll get them ready for me. I'm leaving. I'm going to find him. I have something to ask Gu Chongming. Right after I left, Moxon's mobile phone called and he picked it up. The person on the other end of the phone said, Mo Sheng, Guna has called for the nth time to ask about your whereabouts. And she said that if you don't care about her again, she's going to come. When the person on the other side finished talking, he hung up the phone. I was walking down the corridor with Dark too, and I got curious and asked him, how'd you guys find the women's clothes so fast? Dark 2 embarrassedly coughed lightly twice. It was Mr. Mo Sheng, and I also heard the meaning. Mo Sheng screwed women all the way to the company. I'll get changed and come find this Gu Chongming. By this time, Gu Chongming had already been beaten black and blue. He immediately got scared. Don't look for me. It's He Langming who told me to do it. If there's something, please go to him. He took hundreds of thousands of dollars to me. He wants Liushuang's life. So it's Ho Langming. Why? Isn't breaking up enough? Why does he want me dead? I was shaking with anger. Dark 2 was looking at the wrong state of affairs. Cloud Dark 2, on the other hand, consoled me. You don't have to be too angry, because all those who harmed you, the young lord will punish them by sending them across the Bridge of Sighs to suffer. That stopped me in my tracks. He asked what the Bridge of Sighs was. It's a dark place in our headquarters, a place of punishment, just across the bridge from the young master's castle. All who cross that bridge utter a sigh of despair, hence the the name? I turned curiously. The Bridge of Sighs, the castle, punishing prisoners. Was I still in the midst of civilized modern society? That although I can already sense that Mo Sheng's identity is not ordinary. However, how powerful he really is. Dark 2 explains that the young lord has the power of life and death to a certain extent. Perhaps it's not quite the same as the world you know. I'll let it go. Take me to see Mu Qingli. When the door opens, Mu Qingli, I want to ask you. And this is what I saw. The woman scrambled to get dressed. Qingli said to me, Miss Yun, please knock before entering other people's offices. Okay, I rushed to apologize too, but I really didn't think that you could really do something like this in the office. Mu Qingli scratched his head awkwardly. So what? I am not a clean old virgin like Mo Sheng. What did you come to see me about? It's not a good time to ask anything. I just came to thank you for finding me the clothes. And can I go upstairs to find Mo Sheng now? He then explained that Musin is 80% in a bad mood right now, but you should be fine up there, and I was curious to ask what's going on. He just whispered something to me. Your love rival is about to appear. Be careful. I waved my hand. Don't worry, I don't even have a date. How can I have a love interest? Then I turned around and I was leaving. I'm leaving. You can carry on if you want to. He watched me leave. Feeling that I was as difficult as Musin, I came to Musin's office. He said softly, I'm back. I'm back. I met Gu Chongming and heard some terrible rumors about the Bridge of Sighs, and he seemed to care enough to get up immediately. And he said, that's not a rumor. All those who disobey me will end up walking across that bridge. I looked him in the eye and asked him, so is this a warning to me? Smart girl, you should know that my word is not to be broken. I've gradually sensed his identity. During the day, he's a figure who can make the financial world quake when he stomps his foot. And in the darkness of the night, he's a murderous and decisive. He's not a good man. He's probably got a road paved with blood behind him. And now he's trying to tie me to him. I pointed at him and said, I'm warning you too. He didn't care. He warned me. You. I went on. Listen carefully. I'm not a white flower who'll listen when she's scared, or a gold digger who'll cling to you when you're rich and powerful, and then you're old and grumpy and get angry and rough with me. So why should I be with you? You dare to dislike me. Mo Sheng immediately got upset. But you threatened me. Why can't I dislike you? I'm warning you not to treat me like this in the future. Forget it, I'm going back to work. That Gu Chongming is almost done. You can hand him over to the police. But don't kill anyone from me. That's when he reminded me. Did you forget? You're already my employee. I really forgot that you are now my big boss. Then I justified it by saying, I'm sorry. I'm quitting. I'm firing you.